So what brings you here today?
School, family, and depression and stuff like that.
So tell me a little bit about some of the school issues that you've been kind of dealing with and having.
Uh, Sometimes I have some bad grades, bullying.
So some of the bad grades, why do you have those bad grades?
Cause like some of the stuff that happens at the house and also at school, I just can't really deal with it. Like it's hard.
I understand school can kind of be difficult and stuff, but um, what makes it hard for you to be able to focus?
Like like there's this couple kids at school. They're really bullying me. Like I can't like really focus on my schoolwork anymore, and they're just like they're always like picking on me and stuff like that. And teachers like I have some problems with some teachers there. Like they just don't like me. I just know they don't like me. So and like I'm not even sure if my girlfriend is even wants to be with me or she's cheating on me.
So let's talk a little bit about first about the grades. I mean, what are you averaging right now? What kind of grades do you have?
Um, I usually make like one A on one class, but like mostly C's and D's and if I'm lucky a B.
So you can kind of see a little bit of a decrease in the grades that you have because of the bullying and not being able to focus. Let's talk a little bit about the girlfriend issue. How long have you guys been seeing each other?
For 3 months now.
3 months. And how's that going?
It's going it's good, but I just don't know if she actually wants to be with me. Like she's been like just blah with me. Like I just every day like I always say good morning, how you doing, and she'll just be like oh hi. I just feel like she's talking to someone else, and like I can't keep stop thinking about that.
Well, and then at the same time, you know, you guys are kind of young, so it's like you can't expect it to be a certain way if she's not really mature enough to really be in that situation. I mean, it's understandable for you to feel that way. I get how you'd feel that way. I mean, because anybody would feel that way. So let's talk a little about some of the other issues that you have in school that are troubling you.
Just like the teachers like sometimes like if I feel like they just don't like me, they just want me to fail my classes and like they just like they don't like me and it's hard for me like to work when they're just like sitting there yelling at me.
So why don't they like you? What is the issues that they have against you?
I guess it's because like I don't finish my work or like I don't turn in stuff or like I just sometimes I just like don't want to go to class and I don't do some of the stuff they tell me to do.
Well, I understand that. I mean, sometimes it's hard to do whatever you need to do, work-wise, but don't think they have a personal vendetta against you, do they? Like they have something against you?
I don't think so, but it feels like it.
Are they good teachers? Do they try to teach you a lot, or they are not really good teachers?
I mean, they have like a great personality, like with some parents, but like for some reason, like I feel like when it comes to me, like they're always like having a bad day or like I ruined their day or something like that.
Well, I understand that sometimes teachers can kind of have bad days just like you have. But do you think they don't like you? Or do you give them a reason to not like you?
I think I give them a reason to not like me, but then yet again, like sometimes I feel like they have no reason to be mad at me sometimes.
So how do you handle that? How is it going to each class? Are most of all the teachers that way? How many teachers
No,
do you have?
my science teacher is pretty cool, but my science and like my science teacher is my gym teacher, but like he's pretty cool, but and he understands, but he's like one of the good teachers that are there, but
So what makes him different than the other ones? Do the other ones not care or not understand or not understand what you're going through?
yeah, the other one just doesn't understand what I'm going through, like, and the science teacher, he actually listens to me, like, like, anytime I'm in other classes, they're like, oh, don't argue with me or something like that, and this teacher, he's always, like, listening, he always wants to hear what I have to say.
So you just want somebody to kind of put themselves in your shoes so they can better understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
So since the school year just started, what do you see that you're going to do to help with this problem that you have?
Honestly don't know. I just don't know what's gonna happen or what I'm gonna do.
Now, some of the other issues that you had talked about your family, how's that going right now?
Not really good at all. I mean, mom and dad are gone, and like it feels like I can't even have like a happy family. Like I know some of my friends are like their parents are together. They can talk about like, oh, me and my mom and dad did this on the weekend, stuff like that. But I can't do that. I have to be like, me and my dad did this and that, stuff like that. And sometimes my dad he abuses me like. And I'm scared to tell him this stuff, like at home, like what's happening at school. I'm scared to tell him. I'm scared he'll just call me a disgrace and stuff like that. Like sometimes he'll hit me and stuff like that. So I just like don't know what to do.
So I understand about your family issues as far as having to deal with those. That must be very difficult. Most kids have single family homes or their parents are divorced, but the abuse, that's something that's very troubling. I think that's something that we should try to kind of get under wraps and try to get that situation under control. As far as the separation, is this something that's is going to lead to divorce, or is that something that may or may work itself out to where your parents get back together?
No, it's just gonna be separation. They don't really like talk. Like they don't even sleep in the same bedroom anymore. Like my mom, right now, when they decided to have a divorce, she was sleeping like get on the couch, and she'd come sleep with me in my room. And also like since I've been making bad grades at school, and they found out, they might send me to a boarding school, and like I really don't want to go because of that teacher. He's like a really good teacher. I don't know how boarding school's gonna be.
So what do you think on your views on boarding school? Where would that be at, and what is your opinion of that?
I really just don't want to go to boarding school, especially since I'm gonna be away from everyone that I know. And like I'm just gonna know no one there, and like, I'm not gonna be able to see anyone for a whole month or like the whole school year.
Are your parents on, would they be in different cities or different states or different countries? Or would they live close to each other to where you could see both?
One's just gonna move like a state away, so my mom won't be that far, but my dad will be staying in the same state.
And will you get to choose where they stay or where you stay, or would they say, okay, you're going with your mom or you're going with your dad?
Right now I'm staying with my dad because I kind of want to like talk to him more and like get through this, and then he has all my stuff and like it'd take a long time to pack, so yeah, but I'm also trying to raise, like, they haven't really signed the divorce papers yet. They're for sure about it. I just want to convince them, like, not convince them, like, remind them of all the good memories we've all had together and stuff like that.
So, even though that it's difficult for you to kind of go through this, is it something that's been going on for a long time, or is it something that just kind of happened suddenly?
It's been happening since like the 7th grade.
7th grade. And what grade are you in now?
I'm a freshman in 9th grade.
So about 2 years, your parents have kind of been having some issues. So, and obviously that kind of affects your school performance, correct?
Yes. Like school, like I kind of take it out at school. Like oh, this happens to me. I'm just gonna tell that person that, oh, they're this or that. I guess I don't know. Like I just don't talk to I don't talk to like all my friends like I used to.
Why is that?
Because of the stuff that happens at home, and like I feel like if I tell my friends, they'll laugh at me.
Because they won't understand, or they haven't been through it?
No, probably because they haven't been through it.
So, what you're trying to tell me is you want someone to kind of understand what you're going through, maybe someone who's had similar experiences, maybe a friend that's their parents are going through a divorce, as just like the same as you.
Mhm.
So it's easier to talk to them about things because they're going through the same thing, correct? So, one of the last things I wanted to talk about was with everything that you're going through. You've said that you've battled some possible depression. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, couple, 3 weeks ago, my grandmother died on my dad's side, and like she was like the best. Like she talked to me, she like helped me with all this stuff. She gave me stuff, and she just helped out. Like when I needed my day to be better, she was there to help me. And she's gone now, and like I feel like I have like no hope.
So you and your grandmother were pretty close. She must have done a lot of things for you.
She did. Like she bought me clothes when my mom and dad couldn't do it, stuff like that.
So how has that impacted your dad?
My dad, like since like he passed out, he drinks a lot. So like sometimes he'll just leave me at the house. He'll go out and he'll just start like he'll get drunk like at a bar. He'll just start drinking a lot. And then like he'll come home like at 3 o'clock at night and just come home and like sometimes I'll like cry because like I don't know what's gonna happen to my dad.
So that triggers that more anxiety and more stress and depression that you have. How long has that been? How long ago was that?
Since my grandmother
Yes,
died.
about 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks ago.
So what are ways that you try to be able to find ways to help with that?
Trying to get my schoolwork situated, trying to talk to some of the friends, talking to some of my friends again, and trying to have a better relationship with my dad, telling him stuff.
Maybe being there for him while he's going through transition of a divorce and his drinking issues. Maybe you can be there for him too. So what are ways that we think you can help yourself and help your dad at the same time?
Just talk to him more, like be able to talk to him and tell him what's happening, and like both being able to talk to each other, and just not being afraid what they'll do or do anything.
So all these things are direct triggers of how all the stress that you have going on right now. I think the drinking and the anxiety and the poor performance at school all work together. I suggest that possibly maybe you find some type of outlet. Is there a sports that you like to do, or you like any type of musical instrument, or some type of hobby or a pet that you like to play with or do?
Yeah, actually, like my favorite sport to play is basketball, but like basketball season hasn't came around yet. It's more football, and I have like 2 pets. I have a dog, like a pet lizard, and yeah, like my dog is like I don't know. I feel like my dog understands me sometimes, and my lizard, it's just funny just to like just like play with him and stuff like that. It's just fun and stuff like that.
So you feel like these pets are ways to be able to handle the stress and the depression because it kind of gets you away from things. What are other ways that you think that would help you?
Doing what I'm doing right now, talking to a counselor.
But what happens after our meeting is done and you have to go back to school or you have to go back to home? How will you handle the things that are going on?
Just, I don't know, like, I'll probably like talk to them more, tell them what happened here and like what I want to do and how I want to do stuff. Like, not bossy, but like telling them like how I really want it and how I feel and stuff like that.
to be able to get your emotions and your feelings out instead of to keep them all inside. I think that's the best thing that you could do. Well, I thank you for coming, and I appreciate you being able to share some of the issues that you had, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.